Okay, everyone, welcome back to Riven Remake, and we are in the midst of this crazy long narrative here in a journal. Took a quick break, we're back, let's continue on. It's been a very... No, it's been a... What? It's been, it's a scribble. It's been a scribble long time. It's not a word. Was that supposed to... I don't know what that's supposed to say. It's been a long time since my last entry. There is still much to tell. I was hard to recognize, but I found the Starfisher. It is located on what Gehn refers to as his Temple Island, though the Moiety prefer to use the Rivenese word Alapo, which means water pool. They've thus taken to referring to the void itself as Alatavan, Pool of Stars. Oh, interesting. It is the very fissure that allowed Atris and me to escape this age without leaving a linking book behind us, though it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. Several derelict devices from that time remain mounted to the surface, including a hatch with a windowed viewpoint, a large telescope, and a mechanical lift that was used to install it, the combination to which was acquired by the Moiety long ago. What is that? That's the puzzle. That's the Steam puzzle. Okay. We have our combination to the Steam puzzle. Alright? Of course, they have to put it into the code that I don't understand. They don't put it in the code I do understand. They put it in the code I don't understand. So, let me take a picture of the combination to the Steam puzzle in the code I don't understand, so I'm going to probably have to mess with it a million times to figure it out. Okay. Good lord. We're taking a lot of pictures out of this journal, huh? Did I forget the game has a built-in screenshot function? Yes, because I didn't think that you would be doing it on the journal. You're absolutely right. I didn't think about this. Okay. Well, now I feel like a fool. Thanks a lot, Corpus. Okay. If that's the case, then what I should do is I should go back. To this one. I think those are two puzzle solutions we got out of this book. Okay. Alright, so we have our solution to the Steam puzzle. The only bummer being, I don't know if I actually know what each of these means. So it might be process of elimination. It might literally have to be guessing to try to figure these out, okay? Maybe what it is we know some of these, but we don't know all of them. We only know 6, right? So maybe what we need to do is, based off the ones we know, eliminate those and then guess the others. Guess the symbols we don't know, because it's only a 10-symbol system. So maybe it'll be easier to figure out than I think, okay? Okay. In the early days, the Moiety briefly considered reopening the fissure. Thankfully, they decided against it. Had they attempted it back then, the results might well have been catastrophic. Were they to do so today, it would certainly mean the end of Riven. Oh, really? Corpus says, fun fact about that code is actually randomized each playthrough, so you can't just cheat. Oh, that's kind of neat. That is kind of neat, actually. I am told that in the days immediately following Gehn's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the mist book fall from Atris's hands into that very same space. To this end, he sacrificed several poor souls, alleged transgressors of the law, by throwing them into the hatch so we could observe their fate. It is said they did not die, but what becomes of them remains a mystery. And that original fissure is no longer alone. New ruptures have appeared in recent years at various locations around the islands. In fact, we saw one ourselves that was on the tropical island, the forest island, jungle island. And then if you remember, when we went back there again, someone had built a confinement unit around it. Remember that? In some instances, the Moiety were able to glimpse the breaches before Gehn and his minions moved in to contain them. The descriptions support my suspicion that the forces are tearing Riven apart are more than merely geological. More troubling, however, is that Gehn is not simply containing these rifts, but is somehow using them to travel between the islands. Well, we know how he's doing that, because we've ridden his system. He is somehow using them to travel between the islands, and that he has also reportedly devised a way to harvest the energies from the expanse for some yet unknown purpose, and we know what that is. He's going to put it into a book. How like him to wantonly exploit for his own selfish gain, that which he does not understand. The starfield beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. That is how Atris described his brief time within the expanse before he linked out, leaving his mist book adrift within it. He was never able to conclude upon its nature, but I cannot help but feel that there must be some greater pneuma behind it. Pneuma. Pneuma, pneuma, hey. Pneuma, 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 yeah. Okay, something I should have mentioned earlier. One of the colossal blades that appeared in the course of our escape from Riven, the great dagger that stands at one end of the fissure, has been adopted by the Moiety as the emblem of their struggle. They have their own explanation as how it came to be, of course, but their choice is more apt than they know, as that dagger, along with the other blades, was a manifestation of my rage at the desecration that Gehn had already wrought upon my world. Excuse me. I haven't told the Moiety that I wrote it into this age, as I fear that would only fuel their overestimation of me, but I can't deny that it pleases me to have inadvertently provided them with such a fitting symbol for their cause. My limited encounters with Gehn's followers have been discouraging. Whenever I've attempted to engage them, they've fled from me. I heard an interesting tale from the Moiety last night, which may help to explain this. Soon after we chapped Gehn on Riven, he claimed that it was he who had been responsible for the Great Blades, summoning them as a preemptively punitive reminder of the obeisance obeisance? I think it's supposed to say obedience, but it says obeisance? He expected. In the village circles, it is told this act marked the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, provided that they had proven their devotion to him, they would be delivered into a new and better existence. I will continue attempts to intervene on their behalf. The cage has finally failed. Gehn is free. Thank you, OMG, for a super chat. Obeisance is actually a word? Okay. It means the same thing as obedience. So why do we have two words that mean the same thing? That's just absolutely silly. Okay. Thank you, OMG, for a super chat, by the way. Okay. It's first super chat ever. Thank you, OMG. Continuing on. My sources have confirmed that Gehn has managed to create a functional linking book. In fact, he has done so before my arrival, but kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest acolytes were even aware of it. I'm keeping with his callous regard for the worlds he creates. He has simply named this age 233. It is not yet known whether he has written others. I've also just learned that years ago, a Moiety scout managed to steal a book that was an early failure that Gehn had intended to destroy. It was largely complete, but did not work. I wasn't told about it until now because they thought that it was useless. Gehn struggled for decades, but he would never get a conventional linking book to work. Then one day he began construction on a cumbersome mechanical solution, a complex array of devices designed to harness the energies of the starry expanse and use them to suppress his book's inherent flaws. The design phase was chaotic and often dangerous. The Moiety tell of tremendous explosions as Gehn sought to contain and wield forces that he knew little to nothing about. But he is nothing if not determined, and eventually he was able to use the enormous crutch to link to another age. I can't deny his brilliance, but it is an abominable solution, brutish and overwrought, and all but entirely unnecessary. I have studied the partially burned book that the Moiety took from him, and although that he sought retribution for the affront, I read the wrong direction. He appears to have been otherwise untroubled by the theft, no doubt assuming the book would be useless to the Moiety's hands. But I can see what they could not. The book may yet be salvageable. The age the book describes is wholly unsuitable as a home for the Moiety, but I think it can be modified. I will dream. I have nearly finished writing the Moiety's age. The world as described is harsher and more desolate than they are used to, but they should be able to sustain themselves there. But we'll need a second book. Gehn has been spending most of his time on 233 lately. The danger is less, but getting into his lab will still be difficult. Coming collapse weighs the air, blurring my vision both day and night. We must act soon. Wow, this is still continuing. Success! We have secured a second book, though I worry now that Gehn will miss it and deduce our plans before we're ready. The descriptive book I've prepared as a refuge for the rebels is useless unless I can find a way to correct its inherent flaws. Gehn's massive machine merely functions to manipulate the energies within the expanse. It serves its purpose, but its excess seems unwarranted. The Rivenese have long used crystalline substrates as an elegant means to manipulate light, if I could just find the right material. Last night's dreams have delivered me a perilous plan. I will write this substance into the new Moiti Age. So, what they're showing here, right, is that there's the scene in the book, and you'll look at that scene in the book, and then I have no idea what the hell the rest of that is. I have absolutely no idea. How long does this continue? We've been reading for like 30 minutes. If we could temporarily access Gehn's apparatus, we could use our book to link to this new age and search for the crystal. Someone could then have to carry the book back to safety. Once the link was made, if it fell into Gehn's hands, all would be lost. When Gehn links to 233, one of his acolytes always remains to shut down the device. We'll have to get to him before he can do so, which means that we'll only have one chance before they're alerted to our presence. Everything is ready. I have written the material into the new age, and I have prepared the second linking book as a return path to Riven. Of course, it too suffers the same deficiencies as all of Gehn's books, so it won't work unless it's augmented. Once I'm in the new age, I'll have to locate the crystal and adapt it to heal the gateway image, which should render the book functional. I can then use the second linking book to return to Riven with more of this material. Risky, but if all goes well, I'll click back 2 pages by accident. But if all goes well, Moiti and any others that we can convince to join them will finally have an escape. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of this plan. I sound like Atris. Should I fail to return, it would likely mean the end of my life. But my only real fear is for my people. Everyone assures me that they have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. That's the fulfillment of the prophecy after all. But underneath, they are just as tense and fearful as I am. What will become of them if I do not return? Will they perish here on Riven? Or attempt to follow me through this new book to an unknown fate? I don't know what to tell them. Against all odds, it is done. We have already evacuated most of our numbers to this new age, which the Moiti have named Tay. The world is more beautiful than I'd anticipated, so I am pleased. The Rivenese have been liberated at last. They stand between the open sky, unafraid, dazzled by their freedom, and they are happy. But there's still much to be done. Age is still vulnerable. The only way to completely protect it from Gehn is to destroy the books once everyone is safely in Tay. I'm hesitant to bring this up with the Moiti until they've had a chance to acclimate themselves to the new world, as it would mean that they would be forever exiled from the only home they've ever known. Now I'm eager to sever my own connection. I'm eager to sever my own connection, excuse me, and my only path back to my life and family on Mist. But for the greater good, it must dawn. For the moment, we're safe, but our activities could arouse Gehn's suspicions at any moment. We cannot delay. I will return to Riven tomorrow to resume my attempts to persuade the remaining holdouts to join others on Tay. For now, though, I must rest. Oh! No! 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 Is this what we already read? It is, isn't it? We've already read this one. Thank God. They give you back the book from the beginning of the game that they stole from you. That's what this book is. So we've already read this one. This is from earlier in the game. Fair enough. So they returned the original book that they stole, and then we got this new journal with a bunch of puzzle solutions. Okay. Now let me the fuck out of here. I have to take a shit. Come on. It's still locked? What? How do I get out of here? Oh. Oh. Oh, hello. Well, this looks neat. Huh. What are you looking at? Freaks. What are they doing with that pizza cutter right there? You better not be looking at me with that. I ain't no slice. I ain't no New York slice, man. Get that away. You too. Oh, get your pizza slicer away from me. Let me look at it. Why do they all have pizza slicers? Giant pizza slicers. Do they all eat giant flatbreads or something here? Is that their delicious meals they eat? Jay Standish said that they built this entire civilization while I was reading that book. Oh, cool. Now, wait a minute. Why won't you let me through here? Excuse me, pizza man. Please open this door for me. I'm very hungry. Is there calzones back there you're hiding? What's this? They're doing offerings to a god. Isn't this the first survival horror game in terms of theme and mechanics? No. Resident Evil came out before this, right? This is 97. Resident Evil came out before this. And this isn't survival or horror. There's literally no survival elements and no horror elements in this game. So, wrong. Sorry, Double M, you are incorrect. Wrong. Burninator says the fact that the chat has freaked out about that relatively short reading section means Phil could never play Disco Elysium. Well, thanks for telling me. I guess that eliminates it from any contention in the future. All right. Now I know. All right, listen. If you tell me where the pizzas are, I will slip you a $5 bill. Can you explain where the pizzas are? Maybe they're down here? I can smell them. I can smell the wood ovens burning. You can have the right char, the perfect char. Is this the pizza palace right here? Is this the oven? Wait a minute, you're not putting me in the oven, are you? It's not one of those bait switches, right? I'm not dinner, am I? So we go back. Because now we have the solution. Well, number one, we have the solution to the Steam puzzle, right? We have it now. But number two, they said something about finding the code to open the Prison Island prison. But they didn't say where it was, right? They didn't mention where that would be. So, phooey. What do we do next then? I mean, the only thing that we know is... The only thing that we know at this point is the Steam puzzle solution. So maybe we just go back to Temple Island and we solve the Steam puzzle and we go from there. But they said that would unleash... They said that would unleash... Whatchamacallit? The Fisher. Right? And they said that would be destructive to Riven. So do we want to do that? What's the point of pulling this all the way up? I don't understand why you would want to do that. It doesn't serve any purpose. So it's almost like a trick that there's that button level. You don't really need that button level for anything. There we go. Gia said maybe the Steam puzzle is the last step, but you release Catherine first. That would make sense. But the journal wasn't clear where the combination is for the cell. It said it was here. I didn't click on that. I clicked on the little book. There we go. Here it is. She returned the book that the Moiety intercepted upon your arrival. So, once he is out of the way, you'll still need the combination to release me. I'm told he keeps it somewhere in his outpost on 233. 233 is the world we're in. Okay? So maybe we have to go back to Baldrin Island or whatever it was called, where he had his lab. Yeah. So yeah, we have to go back to his lab, and supposedly we're going to find the code to open up her cell on Prison Island. That would be our next step before we do the other puzzle. So now, we need to go back to where we came from over there, and then we can go back that way, back up to the Fissure, and use the Fissure to travel over to the other island, although I have no idea which symbol the other island is, so that's going to be very tricky. Hopefully someone will help me figure that out. What symbol is the island with his lab on it? 233 is not Riven. It's a different world altogether. So how do we get there? Maybe we got to go to the Fissure? Maybe now there's something new in the Fissure? Oh, wait a minute. He wanted to charge up the book with the power from the Fissure. So we're going to go to Temple Island. We're going to go to the new book that's charged from the power of the Fissure, and that's going to take us to World 233, and that's where we're going to get the code to open the prison, and that's how we're going to get Catherine out, and that's what we're going to do next. I can't move. There we go. We're going to Temple Island. But what is the symbol for Temple Island? I can't remember. Bum 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 bum. Wrong way. What world building in this game, huh? Pretty well done world building. I can just take the tram to Temple Island. I don't know where the tram is. What are you, crazy? I'm gonna use the Fissure. We're right here. Alright, so for this one, it is... Yep. The cat's eye. Oh yeah, Kunitsugami's getting positive reviews? Cool, I can't wait to try it on Friday. Yet another game on Game Pass that we're going to get to test out together. For the record, yes, I actually remembered what this symbol was. Can you believe it? What's funny is, I actually swear the older I get, my mind is getting sharper. I don't know why, maybe just because in my youth I was just not, I didn't think too hard. But the older I get, I'm remembering stuff a little better now, which is kind of neat. Either that or I'm reverse aging. My brain is reverse aging, but my body is definitely aging properly. All right. Does anyone remember the symbol for Temple Island? I have Benjamin Button Brain. There you go. Benjamin Button Brain. Temple Island is the completely open eyeball. Are you sure? I don't know about that. I think that's Prison Island. I think that might be Prison Island, because that's the first one we did when we saw the very first thing. And when we did the open eyeball, it went to prison. And I don't want to go to prison. Alright? I've heard bad things. I don't know. Guys, can someone look it up? And please let me know which one is Temple Island. For sure. Jasper's good. He was on the podcast this morning. You missed it. Where were you? Ah! It's definitely the open eye. I can't find the open eye. I'm looking for it. Is that it right there? Yeah. All right. We gotta go to the Gold Dome. We gotta power up the book, go through that powered up book to World 233. On World 233, we have to investigate, and eventually we have to find the code that's going to open the prison building on Prison Island. Then we have to go free Catherine. Between us, we have to summon Atris, and then together we solve the steam puzzle, which apparently opens the fissure, and then we go from there. That's all we have to do. Very simple. That's all we have to do. Well, thank you, Corpus. You were correct. I was wrong. I was a fool. I was a fool in love. Is the game almost done? Do you think so? It's time to go to the temple and power up the book. Open up the door for me. Don't be a crook. Oh, yeah. Scoobity bop, ooh, wow. The Riven, booby bop, biddy bop, zoobity bow, dow. Scoobity bop, yeah. Yeah. Scoobity bop, wow. All right, this is not correct. Is there another way to go? Hold on. There's another one. That's the stupid steam shit. Gold grind. Where have you been, Goldie Grind? It's been months since I've sang your name. But your game, go be insane. Gold grind. You almost ruined DSPGaming with your insanely drawn out RPG tropes. People got tired of your shit. Alright, now we have to go to... We have to get this to rotate to the Gold Dome, right? Gold grind. Goldie, goldie, goldie grind. I had that song stuck in my head when we were playing Baldur's Gate 3. I had all these variations. Like I had a breakdown version like Goldie, 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 grindy, 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 goldie, 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 grindy, grindy, grind. Oh, gold grind. Oh, goldie, goldie, grindy, 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 grind. Gold grind, gold grind, goldie grind. Goldie, goldie, grindy, 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 grind. You go crazy. 9 different variations here. Whee! We did it. Here we are. Alright, well. We're going to 2... We should probably save first. Just in case I messed this up somehow. Oh, he went. Oh, he already went. Now, how do I do this myself? He already went. Do I enable these? Like, how do I activate this device? Push the button. My finger is on the button. There it goes. They're infusing it. Infusion. Look at those beautiful colors. Oh, what the? Whoa, what the? What's going on here? A new puzzle? I wasn't ready for a new puzzle. Huh? What is this? I don't know what we're looking at. Hold on. It put me up here on the upper level of the dome. That's Cauldron Island. That's Prison Island. What are we doing? Was this more strict with movement back in the day? There was no first-person movement. It was a point-and-click adventure. It was all pre-rendered, and you were just clicking around. It would load the next screen, so it would be like this, and then it would go, doo-doo-doo, like fade away, and then fade to the next screen. It would look like this, and you would click to the right, and it would fade away, and it would look like this. There was no movement at all. It was all pre-rendered. Anyway, okay. So what's over here? Oh, I guess we're going down? Wait, that's where we came from. So what are we doing? Why did we lift up? What was the point of this? Can I interact with any of these balls? Oh, I could touch the balls. Oh, look, hold on. Hold on, ready? Oh, yeah, grab that purple ball. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like my yellow balls. Ooh, yeah. How about some nice green balls? Oh, God, I like that limey ball. How about the blue balls? Oh, those poor blue balls. They need some love, too. What am I doing with these balls? Why do these exist? What do I do there? Oh! Oh, come on! What is this? What's this? A puzzle in my face? What's this? This game is a disgrace. What's this? I did all these things to get here, went around the big spinning room, I came upstairs, and now they want me to solve blue balls? What's this? Come on! I don't know what this is. How am I supposed to know what we're looking at? What is this? What is this? Ooh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Oh, 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 oh. I don't know what we're looking at. How am I supposed to know what we're doing? This is absolutely ridiculous. What an embarrassment. Right? I don't know what this is. Oh. We took no pictures of anything. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? What's this? Wait. Okay, hold on. Could this have something to do with it? Is this the perfect ball charge? It looks similar, but what am I supposed to... How am I supposed to know what this is? Right? This looks similar to it, but what is this? What am I looking at? How do I figure this out? How do I zoom in? I can't even zoom? Zoom. Enhance. Enhance. I can't enhance? This is definitely pertaining to it because you can see those are the containers that have the balls in it. This is totally pertaining to it 100%. But I can't fucking tell what this means. Strike force What the fuck? Fire marble, power marble, strikes, streaks, force, amputations, compensations, strike force compensations. We are on Temple Island, which is the equivalent. It says +5. So you need a +5 strike force compensation, according to this puzzle, right? +5, because that is 5. The line across is 5. So a +5 strike force compensation. Wait a minute. Each ball is a different strike force compensation. So each ball is from a different island. And each island is a different strike force compensation. Okay? So we need to know what those symbols mean. And based on those symbols, that's the compensation. Thank you, Ed, for another super chat. And he says, Wibby blibbly bobbly. Wibbly bobbly boo, bippity boppity boo. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate your super chat. By the way, guys, we got about maybe 25 minutes left on the stream. So if you would like to support it, please do. My goal is $50 for the stream. We're at 26. It would be great to hit that. Outside of that, I got to go get my codex again, which I thought we were done with. I thought we were done with this codex. But no. What's this? Oh. Oh. So the first one is 7, and we know that one is Jungle Island. Yep. Jungle Island is 7. We know that Temple Island. So it's -7. So Jungle Island is -7. We know that. Temple Island is +5. Okay? But I don't know what the other 3 island symbols stand for. I don't know what those islands are. Because I never wrote them down. I never wrote down which symbol is what. Am I Jack Skellington? Yes. What's this? A puzzle in my face. What's this? I think I'll pull an ace. What's this? I'll go online and look up the solution so I don't have to... Oh, my God. Ugh. Like, I don't know what the other 3 are. I didn't write down what those symbols meant, so I don't know which symbol corresponds to which island of the other 3. I also don't know how you correspond a color to an island, because that was never explained. Into 5 discrete frequency ranges, which will later be recombined for application to the book. I've installed 5 charging stations within the expanse. Each one calibrates to imbue a blank fire marble with a separate band of the total energy needed. Right. That's what we were doing with those. A pneumatic tube system will then convey those charged marbles to the Great Gold Dome. Right. That's where we are. But it's not explaining, like, what are those symbols? What is that? What's that? Those are supposed to represent the islands? Have a good night, Jay Stan. I don't know. This is, at this point, you would need, no lie, you would need to have pictures of everything in the game. You would need to be cross-referencing pictures like this, scrutinizing symbols, corresponding to different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would need to have, like, an encyclopedia to figure this out without cheating. Because I don't know what island corresponds to what symbol. I don't know, out of the 5 balls that we have here, right? I want to unpause. Resume. I don't know what this puzzle is. Like, what is this? Is it, you put these here? What is this? Like, none of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense at all. This is just like intuitive bullshit. Like, there's no way to know unless you fuck with it for hours. Well, I know you guys don't want to see me sit here and fuck with this for hours, do you? I have no clue what we're doing here. Like, it showed the frequency for one was, like, there, but I don't know what the fuck any of this means. Look, when I put these up here, right, what happens? Nothing happens. There's no effect on anything. Right? So all my... I don't even know what this grid represents. Right? I don't know what the grid represents. So if I don't know what the grid represents, how am I supposed to know what to do with these? There's been one other grid in the entire game that looks like this one. Right? And I didn't take a picture of it. Okay. I did take a picture of it. So you know what? This has to be it. But we have no clue what goes where, right? We have no clue which would be which, because there's 5 combinations, each with 5 spots. So what's the, what is it? 5 times 5 times 5? Because you got 1 times, and any of these could be 5. I mean, this is like hundreds of combinations. How could I figure this out? I have no idea. All right, watch this. I'm gonna do something. What is this? See, okay, if I knew what each color represented, which island, then I could correspond to this. Okay? Because I think what they're saying is, excuse me, you have to calibrate either forward or back a certain amount of the codex for each marble. But you don't know what color each island is. When did they ever explain that the color has to do with a particular island? I have no idea which island is which color. It's never anywhere in this game said that, okay, red is Temple Island or whatever. It's never said that anywhere, to my knowledge. So, I don't know. I literally have no clue what color corresponds to what island. Like, I could figure out what symbol is each island. I already know 2 of them. I already know the cat's eye is Jungle Island, and the open eye is Temple Island. I could figure out the others, right? In fact, I'm in the room where I could figure out the others. If I just go back down, it's around the edges of the room. But I don't know what colors are corresponding to them. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. It's not right. We have to fix this later. It's definitely not right. Because they're not in the right spots, and that's not the right frequencies, right? So we're not going to attempt this yet. But maybe if we look through, there'll be colors here. Maybe we can figure out the colors by looking around the edges of the room. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Porpoise says, when you summoned the fish, There's a viewport that shows you which color corresponds to which symbol with buttons that light up the colored lights. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So you want me to go back. There was never a color referenced ever in the game until this point. You want me to leave and go back to Survey Island, go back underwater, go to that thing, and test each light to know what color corresponds to each island to come back here. Fuck that, I'm looking it up. That is the most bullshit backtracking nonsense. Why would I want to waste my time doing that? If I had known that those colors were going to be something, I would have fucking wrote it down. But they didn't say shit. Never has a color been referenced once in this game before. So now they just magically fucking expect you to know? So here's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to I got to get a pen, and I'm going to write down what each island is with each symbol. Then I'm going to look up the colors, because I'm not going back and wasting 15 minutes to go back down to Survey Island because the game didn't fucking tell you that. That's incredibly fucking stupid. That's just arbitrary bullshit. Like, oh, well, you know you've seen it before. Now go back and waste time to find it again because there's no way a human would have thought that you needed to know colors from those lights. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. That is absolutely ridiculous nonsense, okay? So let's write these down. By the way, I got a tip and I haven't shouted it out yet, but I will. So that's Prison Island. We know that the open eye is Temple. We know that the cat's eye is Jungle. Okay? Okay, Cauldron is the weird vertical eye that's opened. Excuse me, that is absolutely revolting. And the partially opened eye, you can't see. Well, it has to be the one that's left. So this would be not prison, not temple, not... Oh, this has to be Survey Island, which you cannot see. Okay. Now. I know, that was an insane belch, wasn't it? I apologize. I received a very generous $25 tip from One Minute Man. These puzzles are way too big for me. Good luck. Thank you, One Minute Man, for a $25... Wait a minute. Corpus says that's Prison Island? This is Prison Island? Wow, that's hard to see. I thought that was Prison Island. But you're right, because Prison Island is the one that has the big tree that she's stuck in, the tower. That's not Prison Island. You know what it is? It's not rendering very well. So it's kind of hard to see, but I guess you're right. I guess that's the fissure that you go through and with the water. I guess you're right, yeah. You're absolutely right. Thank you for telling me, because that was really hard to see. So this is Survey. And this, the one at the bottom there, is Prison. Well, if I could run the game better, that probably would have rendered better. But I am playing it on my mini PC. Okay, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to cheat and look up the colors unless someone just wants to give me the colors that correspond to each one. We know that red is Survey Island, because that's the red light that would light up when you clicked Survey. The one you were on, a red light would light up. So we know that red is Survey. That's all we know. But we don't know the other colors. I'm not going back to Survey Island to figure that out. Yeah. So, I only know the one. It should be Survey, should be red, because remember, that's where we actually ran into the fish. You turn on a light on that island, it's right in front of you, and the fish swims towards it, that you're on the island. That's the red light, right? Wasn't Green Forest Island, because I thought you sent the fish there? I don't remember. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to... Like, I could literally go back right now, and I could play the video on my fucking PC right now of me at Survey Island, looking at the different colors. So, what's the point of me screen capping it, replaying my own video, or just looking up the colors online? It's all the same, you know? I'm definitely not going back to the fucking island. It's gonna take too long. That's a waste of time. So... Riven Island colors. Here we go. So, I was wrong. Apparently, Jungle Island is red. So I don't even... Oh, you know why? Survey Island was orange, and I thought orange was red, but it's not. It's orange. Okay, the Survey is orange. Yellow is... Wait. Temple is green. Prison is blue. But you don't know what Cauldron is. You're only given 5 colors. Yeah. Red, green, red. Yeah, there's a yellow. There's a yellow? I don't think I need that for the puzzle. You don't know what the color is for Cauldron, apparently, according to this. But that's fine. It's whatever the 5th one is that's left, right? Okay. All right, so... Cauldron would be purple then, because that's the only one that's left? Okay. So now, the other thing you have to figure out with that puzzle, okay? is where to put them on the grid. Prison Island is the single dot. The first island, Temple Island, is the 5. Forest Island is the giant one. Lake or Cauldron Island is the 4. And then the last one would be Survey, which I guess is an L. And I guess based on the original positionings, that's how you would figure out where it goes on the grid. So what would it be called? Fire marble? Fire marbles. Oh, God. What did it just do? I searched. It didn't even work. What a piece of junk. Marble puzzle guide. All right, I've got it. I think. Okay. So, what a mess. What a mess of a game. Like, what a ridiculous puzzle, right? Okay, so let's go back. Because now we know what colors correspond to each island, right? So, as crazy as this sounds, all right, they actually expect you to remember the positioning of the islands as they showed on the grid that we took a screen capture of over on Cauldron, or excuse me, on Survey Island. So, what they actually expected me to do was to take a screen capture of this, which you can't see because it's blocked, you see? And this was supposed to represent, like when you click on a marble or whatever, it would actually make an island raise up. Okay? So if I clicked the upper right-hand ball, one of the islands would have responded. And so it would have told you, oh, see, that ball corresponds to the one dot island. Well, what's the one dot island? You're supposed to know that's Prison Island. And so each one, like I said, that the one in the bottom right, the biggest one, that's supposed to be Jungle Island. The one with the L-shaped, that's supposed to be Survey Island. But how would you know that? Right? But besides immense trial and error, not knowing that was needed for anything, that you would ever have to document which shape is which ball is which color. It's like, so that what the game really wanted you to do was take notes on every possible fucking thing you saw in the entirety of the game. You know, like, oh, this piece of wood had a different knot in it than the one next to it. Maybe that's significant for later. I mean, there's no way you would ever know, ever, that was going to be significant. And so what they want you to do now, they literally want me to go back to Survey Island. So first they want me to go back to Survey Island and get all the colors. Then they want me to go up here on Survey Island. And they want me to push the balls to figure out which ball corresponds to which positioning. So I could do that. And it would take probably 30 plus minutes to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to solve the puzzle now. Okay? So for the record, the upper left-hand ball, all right, is supposed to be the purple one, which is Cauldron Island. Okay? So I would have known that if I had done the puzzle that way, but I'm not going to do it that way because I'm not going to waste my fucking time doing it. So that's supposed to go there. Okay? Actually, by complete chance, I have the green one in the right spot. That's actually supposed to be there. And that's supposed to be Temple Island. Okay? So Prison Island is supposed to be upper right. While this one is Survey Island. That's supposed to be here. And then Jungle Island is red, and that's supposed to be here. So now these are in the correct spots where they're supposed to be. But now also, there's a frequency puzzle up here that you're supposed to do, corresponding to the color of each ball. All right? Now, what we have in the notebook, here we go. In the notebook, we have all the frequencies written down. Not that you would ever know what the hell this meant at the time. Okay? So, for jungle, which is red, which is the first symbol, it's saying minus, and that symbol represents 7. Minus 7 should be red. Okay? So now we have to look at this and say, what would minus 7 be? Right? What would minus 7 be? Minus 7 to what? There's not even a central starting point to know what minus 7 should be. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Minus 7. I don't know. Do you see a -7 anywhere there on that meter? It doesn't even make sense. Where was it? See, I can't even keep track of it. So, the orange one, which is supposed to be Survey Island, it claims -3. -3 to what? To where is the starting point on this fucking meter? Right? Like, what are you talking about? What just happened? Dude, Microsoft Bing, I don't know why this is using Bing. It's awful. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I wanted to use Google. This thing used Microsoft Bing to search. And now I'm completely confused at what I'm staring at. It won't even go back to the search term I was searching for. Don't ever use Microsoft Bing. I don't know why it defaulted to Bing for me, but this is fucking terrible. Okay. This is so dumb. Okay. So, hold on. I do have all the balls in the right spots, okay? I have no idea how you're supposed to know minus and plus and bullshit here. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sure they'll try to explain it somehow. Like, they'll probably say, oh, you're supposed to go to your notebook, and you're supposed to go down to this fucking stupid thing, right? You're supposed to know that, like, that's it or something. So, all right. So for the record, let's say that's the starting point. So what's a -7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So -7 to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be 2 to the right from the starter point, and that should be red. Okay? Apparently. Now let's see if that's correct. Are you ready? No. Or maybe it is. Hold on. No, it's wrong. It's not right. Yeah, it's wrong. Apparently, from what I'm seeing, to solve the puzzle, okay, here's the solution. I fucking pressed pause. Pause. Pause! Yo, I hit pause 3 times. It doesn't pause the fucking video. YouTube sucks ass. How do you guys watch videos on YouTube? How do you stand it? It doesn't even work. Okay. No. Wasn't done. Supposedly, that's the solution. That's the actual calibration, okay? Why? I have absolutely no clue. Because if you correspond -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to what we had the starter point as, that's not correct. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not it. It's not. It's off. So what I had it on in this test is wrong. Yet the test went past positively. As you can see, we hit it dead on. That's supposed to be the starting point, but it's not. That's wrong. So what this game expects you to do, no exaggeration, when you hit this particular puzzle, they actually want you to go to all the different islands and go to every single room looking for something that corresponds with this puzzle. You need the starter point from this. You need the colors from the underwater test area of Survey Island. You need the grid puzzle part from that part. You need to push the buttons on the grid puzzle to have the islands pop up. You need to have had the codex from the other island to know what symbol corresponds to each island. So you need like 7 different pieces from all over the game in order to solve this puzzle. Oh, this is the starting point. This is randomized for each playthrough. Oh, is that what you're saying? So this is the random part. So I do have to go after mine, is what you're saying. Oh my god. All right. So if jungle is red and it says -7, right? That's -7, correct? Yes. So I have to go 7 clicks. This is so bad. Watch this not work, too. In which case, we're just calling it a night, and we'll do this next time. So if that's... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So it's 3 to the left of the big one. So it should be... 1, 2... It should be here. Oh my fucking god! That's 3 clicks to the left. No, 1, 2... Yes, that's 3 clicks to the left. Okay? Orange is the closed eye. -3. So it should be 3 to the left of the starting point. One, 2, 3. So 1 to the right of the big one. And then it kicks me out. Like that. Okay? Green is temple, which is the opened eye. That's +5. Now, +5 from what? +5 from 1 to the left of that big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be 4 to the right of that big one. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that should be green. All right. Blue is the eye that's peaked open vertically with a dot in the middle. That's plus the 2 together. So it's 2 and 10. So it's +12. +12. So blue must be like all the way to the right, supposedly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It should be 1, 2, 3. 1 to the right of the next to last big one. Okay. And now purple, this is so ridiculous. This is the weirdest puzzle I've ever done in my life. Is just a straight line down. A down arrow. You've got to be kidding. We don't have that. We don't have that. We have a 1 down. The line down is 1. We don't know what down arrow is. There's never been a down arrow in the codex. So I can't solve the puzzle. It's unsolvable. because they randomized it to a character that wasn't in the codex. It's that down arrow doesn't exist in the codex. We solved the codex, and there's no down arrow at all. There's a left arrow, and that's it. There's no down arrow anywhere in it. So how am I supposed to figure this out exactly? It's actually an unsolvable puzzle they put in the game because they randomized it. It seems like it. I'm telling you, there's no down arrow in the codex. I'll show you. Right? Oh, wait. No, there is, you know what? There's no way to write that down because that was me counting clicks. Yeah. But me counting clicks was each symbol, and there was no down arrow symbol in the puzzle. Yeah. The puzzle was the two kids hanging from the hooks. There was no down symbol arrow. What the hell? The down arrow is 16. If that line down is 1, how the hell do you get 15? How would you ever even get a number 15? And here's the funny part, because they randomized it, someone else will get this puzzle and it'll be like piss easy. Seriously, it'll be like way easier than this. But I got the hard version that has the randomized codex entry doesn't even exist. Right? It wasn't in the puzzle solution. Anyway, you're saying that's plus 16? Is that even possible? Can you go 16 to the right from our starter point? Yeah, it's all the way to the right. 3 flipped 90 degrees is 15. Add a line to 1 to make 16. Three flipped 90 degrees is 15. Why would we know that? There was no down arrow anywhere in the game up to this point. There was never a down arrow anywhere. Not in the puzzle that was supposed to be the codex explanation. There was no down arrow. It showed all these symbols, but never a down arrow. So how would I have known that down arrow is 15? I think they fucked it up. To be honest, I do believe that they messed it up. So this is our solution, supposedly. Okay? Supposedly. Those are the correct positions of the marbles, and that's the code that everyone has that's unique. So this should be the solution for us, I hope. And then we're calling it a night. So how do we activate it? But... that was officially the dumbest puzzle I've ever seen in a video game so far in my life. I like Riven up to now. That puzzle was terrible. That puzzle did not respect your time in any way, shape, or form. They literally expected you to waste time and backtrack immensely to figure that puzzle out. The good news is, puzzle solved, And here we are on 233, and that's got to be Gehn.
I apologize for the cage.
Keep in mind it was full motion video in the original game.
Has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gehn.
All right, Gehn. I thought his name was Gehn.
Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes.
Depraved. He's got a crazy chin. Look at the size of that thing.
God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. Be sure the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit
He's smoking.
awkward.
What's he doing? He's vaping.
It's been
Holy
a long
shit.
time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of
He's
the
got
people
those
here
sweet,
have
tasty
already
vapes.
made their minds up about me one way or another.
Cotton candy, peanut
I
butter, and
myself
pretzel
do not
vaping.
trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the
Gehn
end,
was ahead of
though,
its
you will
time,
discover
predicted the
that I
future.
do
Holy
have
shit.
more than mere words to offer.
Look at that, man. He's token.
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish.
The very first Jewel prototype, says PS3 Troop, yes.
It has taken me a long time to do it, but
That's his last cartridge right there.
it
He's about to
appears
be in
that
trouble.
finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in, well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine.
Oh, we're well aware. We're well aware, asshole.
In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people.
No, I forgot to update the leaderboard, obviously,
but I've
guys.
almost come to accept their presence. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. As far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her.
Well, we're gonna find the code here.
Sure
That's what we're here for.
Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state.
No, it's not.
Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may.
Isn't it the trap book?
Thank
It's
you.
not real. It's a trap book or something. That's what the whole intention was to begin with. To give him the fake book. I can't move or anything. I'm stuck watching him. They're taking their time here. Can't do anything else. Again, this was full motion video in the original game. You'd just be watching like a FMV guy standing there.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Oh, you bastard fuck. We know it's a trap. You son of a bitch. I'm not going through there. I know it's a trap, dickhead. Ah, nah. Yeah, see? We didn't do it.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the Islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it. The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book.
So, now I assume we're free to do what we want to do. We probably have to find a way to escape, right? He said, don't signal me. I don't even know how you would signal him to begin with, right? So we got to find a way to break out. Guys, I'm out of time. So I can't do this even if I wanted to right now. We're out of time. So let's save up. I can't save the game. Hopefully it auto-saved because they're not allowing me to save. And I'm out of time. The game does auto-save, right? Hold on. Oh, yes. No. Where did it auto-save? 9:35. 10 minutes ago? It auto-saved 10 minutes ago. How the fuck do I get out? How do I save the fucking game? Fuck this. Dude, this is shit. It's supposed to be a fucking remake. I can't save my game. It's too hard. I guess that's what I was supposed to do. It teleported us back to his room. There we go. It teleported us back to his room on Cauldron Island. Alright, let's do a new manual save. How do I do a new one? Can't? You can only have 10? I guess you can only have 10. Yeah, I guess. Alright, we'll save over one of the earlier ones. Okay. Excuse me, it's Boiler, not Cauldron. It's Boiler Island. Alright, well, next time around, I guess we continue from here. I don't know what we're supposed to do. The idea was that back in his world of 233, we need to find the code to free Catherine from Prison Island, right? But I don't know what we're doing here on Cauldron Island. Or I keep saying Cauldron. On Boiler Island. I'll just say this. Listen, I like the game. I understand it's from 1997. There is no excuse to expect a gamer to literally backtrack to 2 to 3 separate islands just to menially take down data. Oh, here's where the balls went. Oh, here's the colors of each light. Oh, here when you press the ball, the certain island lifts. So now you know that's which each one is, where to put the balls. Oh, test this with the marble and the frequency. That was absolutely awful. That's just a terrible puzzle. That was the most complex, annoying puzzle I've ever seen in a video game so far. And I've played all the Resident Evils, the Silent Hills. That was bad. So I'm glad that the thing is, I already had all the solutions. They just expected me to backtrack to get them. I wasn't going to waste an hour. That would have been like an hour of going back to do all that shit. No way. So next time we play, see, I don't know how long this game is. So next time we play, we may finish it or we may not, because I don't know how far I got tonight. Technically, we've basically solved every puzzle but the prison island puzzle, right? We've done everything else in the game. We just got to find that, and then we can go to the gas puzzle, right? Because I think we screenshotted the solution to the gas puzzle, so we have that. So it's just a matter of I see the gas puzzle. I meant the original puzzle on the first island, Temple Island. So I think what we're gonna do is probably free Catherine, find that actress guy or whatever, and then probably do that final puzzle. That's probably the end of the game. But I don't know how long it takes. As you can see, they added in stuff in there. So anyway, I had a good time. I still had a good time with you guys, despite the fact that definitely that was incredibly frustrating. What an incredibly frustrating puzzle that was. I still enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys are too. And maybe next time when we play this coming weekend, we'll beat it. Maybe we won't. It really depends on how much is left. I don't know if there's padding and more stuff like that in there or not. But anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks to those who supported the stream tonight. I'll see you next time for Riven Remastered, maybe even the conclusion. Peace out.